ProWrestlingTees.com is an awesome website with t-shirts from CM Punk, Stone Cold Steve Austin, and now me, Will Noonan. Check out the Hypothetically t-shirts, Candy Crackers t-shirts, New Enthusiast t-shirts, Will Noonan t-shirts, all available at ProWrestlingTees.com/Will Noonan.
Let's go.
This is turning into one of the weirdest shows I've ever done. It really is.
Catch me if you can, goddammit. Catch me if you can. You hear me?
Will Noonan's so funny and I'm after him, so I guess I'm after Noonan.
You're listening to Hypothetically with Will Noonan.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time it is where you are. Thank you for listening to Hypothetically with Will Noonan. That's me coming at you live right now from South Boston, Massachusetts. I'm at Pleasure Bay. I'm staring out over at the Atlantic Ocean, and I've never done this before, but I'm doing a Periscope while I do the podcast. I think I just saw Anthony Massa join in, a great young comic. Reminds me a lot of myself back in the day. Got a great hustle, a great ambition. Check out him and all his stuff. Appreciate the hearts, everyone on Periscope. I don't do Periscope that much, so we'll see how this goes. But yeah, I'm doing a live, a live Hypothetically right now, motherfuckers. So this is it. I'm tired. I can see it in my face. Have not showered today. Smell all right though. Didn't work up a great sweat over the past couple days. So never done a Periscope podcast before. So if anyone wants to say anything or ask anything, Matt Barry I just saw joined in, a fine comic from New Hampshire who I was just talking to this week. But anyway, I've had a busy week myself. Did a bunch of fucking shows in a bunch of fucking days. I was in all the greatest cities. Manchester, New Hampshire, New York City, Springfield, Massachusetts, and then Lowell, Massachusetts. The last two being the MVP and co-MVP of Oxycontin-addicted cities in Massachusetts. So that was my week. Manchester, Wednesday, I did the Shaskeen, which was a fantastic time. Nick Lavallee, he runs a show up there in Manchester. It's fantastic. And then I did the Kumia show down in New York, which was such a blast. It's always a blast, but it was an extra blast this time. And then I was in Springfield doing a show with Mike Hanley, one of my favorites. And then in Lowell working with Jim Loletta, another one of my favorites. I am using, some people in the Periscope want to know what I use to record this podcast on. I'm using a Zoom H4n recorder, which I bought used on Amazon for like $100, I think. And I also used a gift card to get it. So I think it only ended up costing me like $30-40, which has been great because I've done like over 80 episodes on it. And it's been working out good. I also have a Zoom H1 that I use sometimes. And I also sometimes just use my cell phone to record live audio at the shows and then put them in this podcast. So that's what I'm using. And then I upload it onto my Surface laptop/tablet, which was a sponsorship deal from Microsoft and Skype. Thanks, guys. That'll turn me into a Microsoft user for life, giving me free stuff. And I love it. I use it all the time. And then I use WavePad, which is kind of an archaic way of editing audio, but I really enjoy the single track to edit, just a guy talking. If I were editing music, I use multi-track. The song that's at the beginning of this podcast, I did on a multi-track, beat maker type thing. This is all real technical and probably boring to some people. But yeah, I'm not stoned right now. I'm going to get stoned as soon as this is over. But I guess I'll talk about what it was like doing Kumia this week. I had a super Good time. What's up, Dallas, Texas 33? You're sexy. Thanks for calling me sexy. I don't care if you're a guy or a girl. I'll take a sexy comment wherever I can take it. Especially right now, I don't look too sexy. I look more like a postal worker who's hiding out in his car, just trying to kill the hours of the day. Thanks, Dallas, Texas 32. You look all right to me too, girl. Judging from your tiny little picture that I can see. Got some coffee teeth going. It's not a great look. What up, yo, Zeke? It's going to be probably a weird podcast for the regular listeners to the show, but you know what? We're trying different things. I get a lot. I feel like the past two podcasts have been like really angry, like really pissy, and I've been really like, rah, and that's fine. And I know that people love those episodes. Like, those are the episodes that get lots of downloads. Those are the episodes where on the weekends people come up to me at shows and they're like, dude, I love it when you're super pissed off. Why can't you be super pissed off more often? And, you know, I'm super pissed off a lot of the time, and I try and deliver that to you guys when I can. Becca 4679, will you be my daddy? You know it, girl. Ding dong, daddy's home. I gotta put points on my license. Dude, you don't even know, man. Do you listen to this podcast? Because I almost got arrested about 2 weeks ago. Almost put a shitload of points on my fucking license. But you're gonna have to go back an episode to listen to that one. So I'll keep reading comments as they come in. Fuck it, it's 2017, man. I watch Twitch. I can do a podcast and read comments at the same fucking time, can I? So, I went down to New York last week to hang out with Anthony Cumia and do his show. Love doing the Anthony Cumia show. Can't fucking tell you guys that enough. I was supposed to be on a week earlier, but because of the cops almost arresting me and towing my car and then kind of fucking it up a little bit while it was towed, I had to delay that a week so I could take care of all that business. But then finally I go down and do the Cumia show. It's a long drive for me, man. It's about 3.5, 4 hours. Gives me plenty of time to think about all that shit. I miss Patrice O'Neal too. Yo, Zeke. I never was friends with him, but I did see him do live comedy many, many times, and there was just no one like Patrice O'Neal. I don't have to tell anyone that. You know, everyone knows that, but I consider myself lucky to have seen him perform in some very, very small rooms and small settings, and I feel the same way about Patrice O'Neal that I do about Daniel Bryan, the pro wrestler. It's like I got to see him before his career was cut short. So, yeah, definitely consider myself fucking lucky to have seen Patrice O'Neal do comedy. I saw Patrice O'Neal and Bill Burr do a show for about 9 people in New York City before they were stars, and that's a memory I'll have for the rest of my life. I don't usually look at my own face while I do the podcast. That's weird. There's a seagull, by the way, who just landed on my car. This is all over the place. That's what podcasting in 2017, I guess, is supposed to be about. So back to what's going on in my life. I drove down to New York. I've got it to like a fucking science right now. I pull right into the city about 3:15. Get my car parked around fucking 3:30 in the garage. I've been going to the same garage. The dudes know me in there now. Fucking hand them my keys. Stroll into the Cumia Studios around 3:45. And then 4 o'clock, we're on the air. And then, for like 2 hours we talk, which is always great. I hang out for a few minutes. And then back to the garage, back in the car. I'm on the road by like 6:45, 7. Back in Boston by 10:30. Ah, what a day. That's why I love doing Anthony Cumia. Massa, I see what you're doing. Thank you so much for sharing the, live broadcast and sharing the love and all that shit. Massa's good people. We got to get this kid some gigs. We got to get him out there. He's doing good. I think he has a podcast and all that shit too, so make sure you check out Anthony Massa, young gun, coming up on the old scene. So this time on Kumia, you guys can't see it, but I just scratched my balls. Scratch. Yeah, Kumia is so fucking funny. I've said it. I've done a show a lot, and every time I come back, I'm like, oh my God, what a comedic mind that I was trading blows with. What a fucking comedy genius, and all that is still so true. But there's a little bit in my belly. But not to mention, it's just so fun to hang out with him. But this time he had a guest. It was like me and him for like an hour and 10, 15 minutes, and then this other guy comes on, Mike Baker. Mike Baker is like a former CIA operative, real deal, written books, goes on Fox News, MSNBC, all the big fucking, news channels, and gives his opinion about the world and, compares and contrasts with his past as a CIA agent. And man, was he a cool fucking guy to talk to, a cool fucking guy to hang out with. I think I'm going to try and get him to do this podcast if possible. I'm going to try and get him to just call in. I don't think he'd want to come sit here in the car and do a Periscope with me, but I bet I could get him to do like a fucking half hour on the phone. One of the most interesting men I'd ever met in my entire life. Worked in the CIA. Super nice guy. Very on both sides of the fence. I'm not super political either, and you'll see it if you watch this episode of the Kumia Show, which I recommend. I've been on many times. I don't make you guys download it, but this one I think was really funny. Check my Twitter. I retweeted a funny clip from it. But this guy was just super cool and answered things in like a very thoughtful and smart way. And I'm not that political of a dude, and Kumia is, and that show can be very political, but so far, when I've been on there, we haven't gotten that political. This time we did, and you can see I sort of tune out because I'm like, I don't have anything to say in a fucking political conversation. And then, eventually I get comfortable and start joking around. But my biggest fear had always been like, they're going to get political and I'm just not going to be able to talk because I don't really follow politics or give a shit. But but I did. I'm getting some interesting texts in the chat right now. Miss St. Louis, Miss STL. How big is my thing? And can I suck it on air? Here's the thing with my penis. I've heard this about it. You're right. Every day is political. TTT Deb. I've heard this a lot about I heard a girl describe my penis behind my back one time, and it made me feel good. And it wasn't like a huge compliment, but a girl I had slept with was talking about my penis to another girl, and she didn't know I could hear. And the other girl was like, "What's his dick like, man? I gotta know." And this girl goes, "It's bigger than average, but not much. It's a good size. It's basically pretty good, but nothing to write home about." And I was like, you know what? That's a win. For an Irishman, that's a fucking W right there. Bigger than average, but not much. Pretty good. Nothing to write home about. Totally fucking take that. I'll totally take that. All day to the bank. I'd like to say I have an old-fashioned dildo-sized penis. Like the old dildos, like your mom and grandma used to use. They're just a thin, just smooth plastic with a little bit of a point at the end. Luckily, my dick does not come to a point, but it's very smooth, very straight. If you've ever seen the Seth Rollins dick pic, you've basically seen my dick. I feel like me and Seth Rollins are like dick brothers. Maybe separated at birth. Maybe separated at dick birth. My dick's very straight and smooth. Not a lot of veins. And I would say about the thickness and length of an old-fashioned dildo. Just the smooth plastic like Grandma used to use, but not as pointy. But that length, that girth. Very average. I got a real average dick. My dick would be a great extra in a movie about dicks. Just put something in the back that looks like everybody. My dick. When do you get to see it? I don't know. Snapchat me. Snapchat Real Will Noonan on Snapchat, and maybe play your cards right. I'll show you my dick. It's 2017, man. We should be showing each other our uglies, our junks. You know, why the fuck not? Why are we hiding everything in here? You know, let's just get real. So anyway, doing Kumia, and that was a super fun time. My dick did not come up in conversation or physically come up because I was so turned on, even though it could have, because that's how much fun I was having on the Kumia show down there. So check out that episode. I know you can, you got to pay to listen to Kumia, and it can be a bit much for people to pay for anything. But I think you can get like a 1-month subscription for like $3, and I highly recommend you listen to the last time I was on, and really every time I'm on, it's so fun. It's one of the funnest things I get to do as a comic. So super happy to do the Kumia show. And then after that, I was in Springfield and Lowell. Not much to say about those two shows other than the fact that they weren't, anything to write home about. Actually, except the Springfield show is a little weird. I think possibly the building that I did the show in was haunted. I know that's little ghosty ghost talk for the people, but I thought it was haunted. And I think Mike Hanley and Steve Dent, no. What the fuck is this guy's name? Super cool guy. It's in my phone. I can't look it up right now. Damn. Steve Nagel. Very funny fucking comedian. And radio DJ out of the western part of Massachusetts. Sound cut out. Is it still not working? Is it working now? Hope the sound's working. I'm losing people. That's pretty odd because it's just a phone. How does the sound cut out of a phone? It's working now. Okay. Bruins girl. I almost had a Bruins t-shirt on today, but I don't. Yeah, I'm right by the ocean too. People watching on Periscope, they're asking me if the service cut out and all that stuff. I'm right here on Periscope. So that's why this podcast, I always act like people are coming into this podcast in the middle. They're not. It's not a radio show. It's just a podcast and a broadcast right now. Yeah, it would have been cool if I had a Bruins t-shirt on. I almost did. Instead, I just have this Boston Comedy Festival t-shirt on, which I didn't even compete in that year. I just kind of went and grabbed one of these shirts. Interesting story. So why not show you guys some of the cool things I have in my car since we're doing a video podcast right now. Let me just grab something at random. First thing I grabbed is my wooden watch. Very big fan of this wood watch. Got it on Amazon one night. I like to get high and go on Amazon and then, make purchases. I try and keep it under $100 so I don't go too crazy when I get the bill. But I like to get weird stuff when I'm high. This NASA baseball cap is also one of those purchases. I just like to search Amazon for something weird and unique, and then when I'm stoned, I order it, and then when I'm not stoned, I receive it, and I'm like, holy shit, thanks, past stoned self, I love this shit. So that's how I got this wooden Be Well watch from Japan. Was not that shit. The eclectic shit white people buy. That's right, my friend. White people have a lot of skills that go unheralded by the world. The ability to recognize an air freshener with our noses. White people, if there was an Olympic sport of, that is By the Beach by Yankee Candle, you could get, I think the whites that'd be one sport we'd dominate. Yes, stoned Amazon purchases are like drunk purchases. Here's another one. This is kind of beat up now, but this was a Rick from Rick and Morty hat. I got this stoned off Amazon one night. From China, made in China. Absolutely a bootleg, not official merchandise whatsoever. But I got that hat. This is a $1,000 suit. Not to brag or anything like that, but I got one of those deals a few years ago at Joseph A. Banks, where if you buy one suit, you get 2 free. And the old Unabomber was like, I'm going to get $1,000 suit with my 2 shitty ones and get a free $1,000 suit. But then I got to the register, and they were like, the suit that's most expensive is the one you pay for, and the other 2 are free. So I was like, fuck. Oh! My alarm just went off. You know what that means, guys? It's time to take Zoloft. Let's take Zoloft together, everyone. Here's my medicine case. I'll open that up for the viewers. My medicine case contains many things. What's up, Paul? My buddy Paul is on there right now, I think. My medicine case contains many things, most of them weed. But I also have some Zoloft, some vitamins, Centrum Multi-Day Vitamins, Zoloft, Xanax for emergencies. Don't take them too much. You'll go crazy. And then my gold fucking weed grinder. Who else is a fucking badass Scarface weed smoker? This thing is one of my favorite. This was another stoned Amazon late at night purchase, as was this whole case. And that's where I got this gold weed grinder, which I love so much. There's no weed in it right now, but there is a ton of keef. Are you guys keef fans? I'm not getting into this one-handed right now. What is that? My grinder is pure class. I couldn't see. Or this grinder is pure class. This is a grown man grinder. All right. A lot of you kids out there. I got to class up the ass. You know I do. A lot of you kids out there probably have shitty grinders. I was one of you once. So let me show you my old grinder. This was my old grinder, all right? This is this gray fucking small dirty piece of shit. I used this for years. You know what? But then I made it in this business. Then I became a headliner. Then I became a fucking I got some TV credits. I got some shit on. I got my money right. Blam. That's where old Goldie comes in. This thing was made out of a Saudi prince's car. My friend had a jar and a pair of scissors. Bitch, you want to talk about jars? There's the jar. This thing's so old. I don't clean it. I just like to let the weed residue get there, and that's when I voted for free weed, as in free to do. And there you go. That's my weed in my jar, which I don't keep there. And then I also have a smaller little weed jar where I keep the weed that's already broken up. I got a whole fucking system, motherfuckers. I got multiple pipes, multiple jars, all kinds of shit. So that's that. That's the weed stuff in my tour of the car. What other cool things do I have? This is this is also from Japan. This is a Japanese electric hand buzzer, which I got to try and teach myself to quit smoking cigarettes. I was like, every time I want a cigarette, I'm going to give myself an electric shock, and then I'll eventually not want to smoke. But what ended up happening was, I just was like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to shock myself. Fuck that. And I still smoke, and that didn't work. This is a luchador mask. This was given to me by Miguel Perez, who's a comedian here in Boston. Great dude, funny guy. He came back from Mexico and gave me this mask. And I just keep it in the car. I've worn it on the radio a couple times. I like wrestling. Buenos dias. I am a luchador, and I am here to tell you to continue listening to the Hypothetically podcast with Will Noonan. And root for the Red Sox, not the Yankees. The Yankees are a terrible baseball team. The Yankees cheat. The Yankees take steroids. The Yankees go with J-Rod Rodriguez. The Yankees are the worst. That mask reminds me of one of my favorite people I ever knew in my life was this Mexican busboy I used to work with in New York City. He used to always say, I used to be the bartender, he would be the Mexican guy, go into the kitchen, and he'd be like, hey, Will, give me a cock, man. Give me a cock. I'd be like, what? Give me a cock, man. Give me a fucking cock, Will. I'd be like, I think you want a Coke. I think you want a Coke. I don't want no fucking drugs, Will. Give me a cock. I'd be like, here's your cock, motherfucker. You fucking cock drinker. What else I got in this thing? What else I got in this bitch? Here's a sketchbook that I bought to try and draw. I like to draw sometimes, but what ends up happening is I don't get very far. Oh, look at that sad guy I drew. If I entered your car randomly, I'd assume you'd get all types of high and engage in strange sex acts. Yeah, I think I probably would. What's up, DD Boop 65? It's their first day on Periscope. Welcome to Periscope. Yeah, see, this is what happens. I buy notebooks to draw on them, and then I just end up writing stand-up comedy in them. So that's what happened with that one. My back seat is filled with shirts and clothing. And WD-40, because sometimes you just have a poop that won't come out. And you'd think you'd spray this up your ass, but what you do is you put this little red tube up your penis hole, and it hurts. You got to go all the way up there, all the way up your dick hole, till you can't see any more red. That's not blood. And then you hit the button, and it fills your dick and balls with WD-40. And the next poop you take shoots right out. Next nut you bust lands in a different county. And you never have to pee again. It's really the greatest thing you can have out there in La La Land. What else do I have in my car? New York City Metro cards. Lots of hotel keys. Many, many, many hotel check-in keys. I like to save those when I'm old. I'm going to want to look at those and be like, hey, I was a comedian once. Bruins girl, you're my favorite. Here's a Metro card. That was a good time. Oh, this has a story. Here's an old buck knife in my car here. This was my grandfather's buck knife. My brother accidentally stabbed one of our neighbors with it when they were kids, and they both got in a lot of trouble. And then my mom took it and hid it, and then I found it one day looking around her house, and now I have it, and I use it to clean out pot bowls with it. Yeah, you're right, accidentally stabbed. I'm so sad. But yeah, this was a buck knife. It's old as fuck. It's from like the 30s, 40s or something. So I keep it, and I clean out weed with it. It's so dull right now. It could not cut a fucking piece of paper. Oh, what else does a comedian keep in their car all the time? Pepto-Bismol. You never know when you're going to get a little stomach ache. And you know what? My secret is I use Secret. Well, this is Suave, but I like the lady deodorant. Goodbye, Bruins girl. Hope you come back. She's got some shit she's got to do. How does an Unabomber smell so good? Curve Cologne by Liz Claiborne. Been wearing it since I was in high school, and I still wear it now. And it smells good. Well, Purell. Sometimes you shake a lot of hands, and you got to clean your hands off with the Purell. That's probably something everyone has in their car. What else I got? I know I got some interesting things back here. A little tour of the old car. Multiple sport coats and T-shirts and fucking hats and all kinds of shit. I guess I could show you guys my fucking sweet automobile setup that I got here. I know Massa will probably be interested in this. I got headrests that I bought. Multiple headrests for my back. This black thing right here is a massage. Oh, shit, I never took the Zoloft. Guys, how are you going to fucking let me show you my Zoloft but not take it? Not to mention, I have a timer on there. See that? 24 hours, 1 minute. I'm 1 minute over, dudes. I could go fucking crazy. I could go crazy right now without this. All right. Live antidepressant being taken on the air of this podcast in Periscope. There we go. I'm sad. Oh my God. You know what? Feel pretty damn good right now. I think this new crazy president might have some good points, and I think everything's gonna be just fine. Wouldn't it be great if Zoloft really worked like that? You just take it and you're like, ding, I'm so happy. Life is not fucked. Life is not fucked, guys. It's not. We'll get through it. Here's some great gloves that Caitlin, the new enthusiast, Caitlin O'Connor, she left in my car. I still have them. I will give them back to you one day. But I think I spilled coffee on them and they kind of smell. And I don't know how to clean gloves, girl, so don't know what I'm going to do with that. John Cena hat, never give up. Never give up. There's a cigar I was given one time, I think because some guy had a baby or something, or I was at a golf tournament, but I don't smoke cigars. I thought there would be more interesting shit to show you guys in this car, but not really. Here's this badge I was given by the East Lyme Police Department that was supposed to get me out of some trouble. It doesn't really work. Doesn't really work to get your ass out of jail. Wow. Yeah, I don't know. Any questions, podcast listeners? This has been more of a success than I expected. I don't know how good the audio of this episode's going to be to listen to, so I apologize for that. This was just an experiment. For the regular listeners at home, if they're not enjoying this episode that much, because I'm doing it on Periscope, I apologize, but it's just one episode. What kind of shit car do I drive? I drive a Honda Accord sedan 2006. It's kind of a piece of shit, and but it runs great. It doesn't really fuck me up too much. My first comedian road car was a Volvo station wagon that was my mom's, and that she gave me, and that used to break down a shitload. I probably bought 2 more cars just in money I put into that car. So this car I got off my brother, bought off him, and it's I've had it for years. I've put like hundreds of thousands of miles on it, and it's been a fantastic car. Can't recommend Honda Accords enough. It's been a really good car. The next question I got from Periscope was, what was my first room and who ran it? The first room that I got regular comedy time in was the Underground Lounge in New York City. I believe it's still there. It's changed a few times from owners and stuff like that, but it's Jeff Cole was the guy who ran it. I started around 10 years ago, so around 2007. I went to the open mic there on a Monday, and I was nervous as shit. I had a pretty good open mic set. Jeff was like, why don't you come back on the weekend and do some spots? I thought I must have been the funniest fucker of all time to get that kind of offer. Came back on the weekend. Turns out he wanted me to hand out some flyers and stuff. But, it still was a compliment. He thought I was capable enough to kill some time on his comedy show. And it was a small room, held about 20, 30 people, but a lot of us there, a lot of cool comics were there, and Sam Morrell is the only other guy from there who's probably doing a ton of comedy right now, but super fucking funny dude, and yeah, that's where it all started. New York City, 2007, about 10 years ago, started this whole comedy thing, and it's been going good ever since. Well, not the whole time, but for the most part, it's been going pretty good. How can I see who my 3 people are, who I have here right now? Anthony, Paul. It's Massa, Paul, and someone secret. Massa and Paul are just homies. I mean, not that I'm not fucking grateful you guys are here, but, And Massa, you're the shit inviting everybody. I see you, Massa. I'm fucking following you on all these apps. I know you're up to good shit. I'm very proud of that. I hope, I don't know what to do with this Boston comedy scene. I'd love to stay here in Boston and try and make something out of this city and try and bring it back to its former glory, man. We just need some press. We just need a little bit of fucking heat, because I think we have some of the best comics in this city that aren't getting any love from the Boston Globe, which only seems to write about 4 or 5 different people over and over again. So I think we need something here in Boston, and a guy like Massa's doing the right thing, getting some heat, getting some fucking things going. But I definitely think Boston's in need of some new fucking life, some new comedic life, man. What else I got? This is a massage ball, but it's really just like a blue lacrosse ball. You rub this in your neck, sometimes right here on your face. Feels good. Gets out the micro, I forget what it's called, like micro tears or some shit in your muscles. So that's pretty good. I recommend one of those. About $3. What else? What else is going on, man? I've been doing this for about 35 minutes. Probably got another 10 in me. I don't know. Oh, this is a good one. I keep one of these. You know what? If you got a few bucks in an Amazon account, get one of these. For the listeners listening to the podcast, I got a high visibility vest in my hand right now, okay? This thing will get you in to so many fucking places. This thing will get you so many fucking, all that, parking spots, whatever you need to do in life. This is the key right here. Get yourself one of these, because people do not fucking bother a guy who's wearing one of these. I wear one when I pick my friends and family up at the airport. Fucking wear this thing. No one tells you to move your car. No one goes, why are you standing here? No one does anything. Sometimes they ask you for directions. That's the only downside. And then you just got to go, hey, you know what? Fucking. Someone wrote, shut the fuck up, hillbilly. This is a hillbilly fucking move, man. My name is Will. You can call me Billy. Hillbilly. The other one is when I park, I just throw this on the dashboard. Someone wants to come by, give me a ticket. They see this, they're like, guy's a working man. Hard working man. I'm not going to give him a fucking ticket. There's more reasons. There's a lot of good reasons to wear this thing and have one in your car. Another one, if you want to double down on not getting parking tickets, get yourself one of these. It's called a clergy play card. You get one of these, you throw it on your dash when you park. People think you're a priest or a nun or something, or a pastor. No one wants to give them a ticket because they might burn in hell for fucking with people. What's up, the real Truca? Thanks for calling me honky. I think you spelled it wrong. I don't think there's an E in honky. History teachable moment right now. Do you guys know where the term honky comes from? It comes from white people honking their cars. White people honking their cars, car horns. You can't honk a whole car, although that'd be great. It comes from white people driving to black neighborhoods to get prostitutes and then honking their car horn to get the attention of the people that are selling their bodies. Pimps, hookers. So white guys would come in. I say we, like I'm part of this. We come into the black neighborhood, go beep beep beep. Where's my hookers? Where are my hookers? I want to get my prick sucked. Where's my hookers? And then the hookers would come out and they'd say, honkies are here, honking for us. Fracking white people. Ain't that the truth? P squared. Ain't that the truth? So that's where the term honky comes from. That's what I love about social media, everyone gets to get their racisms out. White people get to tell black people horrible things. Black people get to tell white people horrible things. and everyone kind of gets to just trade horribleness with each other. So I'm not being totally original even doing this. Owen Benjamin, he fucking inspired me to do this. Anthony Massa, young gun comic, he inspired me to do this. He does this all the time. Joe Matarese does some cool Periscopes. So I was like, I gotta get in on this fucking Periscope game, you know? I got some followers. I got some friends. I got friends and family. Come on down with your friends and family. Oh, I know what I can talk about. Any Vince Staples fans in the chat right now? I fucking love Vince Staples, the rapper. I'm going to go see him in a few weeks, and I'm so bummed out. I mean, luckily, I'm in a spot where I can afford to pay way too much for fucking concert tickets. Why they cost so much, I don't fucking know. But, you know, they're $20, which I think is probably a Vince Staple fucking being cool. Want to set my tickets for $20. So the day after the ticket sale go on sale, I go to the club website and it says sold out. I'm like, fuck. Then I go to Vince Staples' website. It's like sold out. I'm like, damn, I didn't think there were that many Vince Staples fans in Boston. So then I'm like, maybe I should check StubHub and those kind of second, you know, party buyers. And they got all the fucking tickets. And they charge $50, $60 a fucking ticket, man. So you're paying you're paying like a huge upsell on your ticket. And I got two, it's just fees. So by the end of the day, your $20 ticket to the Vince Staples show costs about $80. Or maybe a little less, 50. No. $20. Yeah, almost about $80, right? And Vince Staples doesn't get any of that extra money as far as I know. So it's just like a scam. It's like legalized scalping. I know millions of people have complained about this, but like, what the fuck? What the fuck, man? I just wanted to go see Vince Staples, support him. I didn't want to give some huge ticket agency even more money. And I think that's so fucked up. I also think Vince Staples is like not he's on his way. He's on his way up. So it's like people fucking overcharging. Is this a trend, overcharging for tickets? Fuck yeah, it is, man. It's been going on for a long time. They always used to throw on an extra like $10 for, you know, handling fees or whatever. But for StubHub to buy what I imagine is probably most of the tickets to the Vince Staples show for $20 a piece and then sell them for like 50-something bucks a piece. How is that legal? How is that legal? Well, I'll tell you what. I'm going to make up for it by smoking a shitload of weed inside the Paradise while I'm there. And if it's if someone wants to throw me out, I'll be like, yo, that was what my extra $50 was for. Fucking weed smoking fee. Motherfucker. But yeah, Vince Staples. It's kind of I feel weird because he's clearly younger than me and not really a dude that I should be idolizing or anything like that. But man, I fucking love this dude. I love his raps. I love his interviews. He's my kind of fucking dude. So I just hope Vince Staples blows up and becomes like the biggest rapper on earth. And I think he will. And I'm very happy to be going to this show. I never pay to go see somebody. I never pay for tickets to shit. I usually either try and sneak my way in free or just don't go at all. Watch it later. Watch a DVD. I'm so tired of crowds and performing from my own schedule, guys. You know. That I rarely do it, but when I heard Vince Staples was coming to Boston, I was like, fuck, I gotta be there, man. I gotta fucking be there. So, I'm excited for that. I'm not really cross-eyed at all, but I can make myself cross-eyed very easily. It's always fun talking to one of those people, huh? Hey, Jim, we're going to need you to go down to second floor for a little while and check on something for us. What are you looking at over there? You see something? Because I'd like you to look me directly in the eye like a man, please. Those people are always tough to talk to. Although I feel bad for them because I doubt they woke up and were like, you know what? I hate having regular eyes. There we go. I'm just going to talk to everyone like this. So I shouldn't really give those guys a hard time. But I am. Anyway. I'm I'm just gonna. I'm feeling like I gotta go the next 15 minutes and just complete this as an hour. Oh, wouldn't you fucking know? Wouldn't you fucking know that I just got an email from StubHub just now shitting on them? Is that the Illuminati, motherfuckers? Oh, dude, the dude with the lazy eye. It is tough to talk to him, you know? The people in the chat are answering me now. We're on a little bit of a delay. Yeah, the lazy eye thing is certainly tough, but, you know, no one wants that. I doubt anyone's going out there begging for a fucking lazy eye. They are watching right now, but they're watching with their lazy eyes. I bet StubHub's got a lot of lazy eyes over there. Let's get it. Let's get this ticket money out of these people. There's twice as many as there were before. No, you're just cross-eyed. You're seeing too. You're right. I'm doing hack face bits. What am I, Jerry Lewis? Doing face bits. Here's another thing I can't live without. My dental floss. My Glide dental floss. This one's been in here for a while. All the shit's falling off of it. I don't floss that much, but sometimes you get a nice piece of burger, nice piece of steak stuck in the old teeth. It's nothing like that, right? Get that out immediately. You know, if it's just cooking and salivating and fucking, that's nasty. Nothing nastier than having a piece of meat in your teeth, you know? Ugh. I also, speaking of judging people with lazy eyes unfairly, I also like to judge people who get food on their face but don't wipe it off ever. You know, everyone once in a while eating some crazy shit, you're gonna get a little something in your face and you can't see it. But people who are like, if you're gonna tell someone like once a week, like, hey, I got something right here, there's just something over here, something right here, you might want to get rid of it. They're a fucking idiot and they deserve to die. Some people asking me if I do this often. Maybe I will. I've never done a full podcast on Periscope before, but this seems to be going all right. People seem to be enjoying it a lot, so maybe I will. If you want, I'll do them. I'll do every podcast on Periscope. I don't fucking know. But, yeah, this has been a success, I'd say, so far. We got some viewers, hundreds. I'm watching a lady feed some seagulls right now. I feel like I should show you guys. Can you see that lady? Look at her feeding the seagulls. She's got her bag of fucking snacks, and the seagulls are coming to, as good as Ants Karaoke. Thanks, Mark. Yeah, look at this lady feeding seagulls like a now she's leaving, and the seagulls are just going fucking ham. They're like, caw. Look at all this free food. This is where I'm recording from right now. Pretty beautiful locale, huh? It's my car, Buddha, and there's my dash cam, and there is what I see right now, and there is me, and there are the birds, once again, doing what they do, and there is Buddha. Well, don't be such a fucking nervous wreck on the road. That's what Buddha tells me. When I'm feeling stressed out, I just look at that Buddha. And I'm like, don't be stressed out, bro. Be like the Buddha. Be chill. You know? You fucking know? Oh, dude, someone said, McNabb Mark said they're going to shit on your windshield. My windshield is covered in shit, Mark. That's what birds do. Also, the inside of my car is covered in shit. Because that's what I do. I shit in my car. That'd be weird. No, I don't really shit in my car. I never have. One time I kinda sharted a little bit while driving from a gig. I had a little bit of a stomach issue, and thought it was just like a fart I could count on, but it wasn't. It was a little bit of something, but I handled it. I pulled over. I went to a gas station. I took care of business. And I went on with my life like a man does. Like a man does. Like a big boy does. Well, you know what? I think this has reached its fucking absolute conclusion. So much fun doing a Periscope here in the car. Periscope podcast. I don't know how good of an episode this will be to listen to. We'll see. Let me know at willnoonan.com. You can contact me there, or you can write to me on Twitter at willnoonan, willnoonanComedy@gmail, Instagram, willnoonan the comedian, Snapchat, Real Will Noonan. There's a million ways to contact me out there. And yeah, man. Thank you for setting the alerts for when I do this, McNabb Mark. I will definitely be doing it more. This was way more of a success than I thought. Maybe not with the podcast, because I don't know, like I said, how good this is going to be for the people listening. I was kind of all over the place this week, but an experimento. So, yeah, thank you guys for hanging out, for listening. And remember, if no one told you they love you today, I do. Peace out. Thank you. And here's the part where I take a million years. Oh, I didn't know I could do this. Hey, look at that. I didn't know I could do that. Damn. I wish I had done that the whole time. I'm drawing on it. Okay. Thanks, guys. I just want to make sure this doesn't go like fucking... All right, that's it. Stop. Peace out. Love you guys. Test. Testing. 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. This is blah, 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 blah. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers this morning, and his sister Sheila sold seashells by the seashore, and her mom's name is Mabel, and her sister's name is Jonah, which is a boy's name. Testing 1, 2, 3. Hello. Test. There we go. Boom.